Auzubillahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. I begin with the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum dear students. Hope you are fine. This is lecture number 27 of the course Biometabolism. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the topic of nucleotide biosynthesis. Under this topic, we will study the synthesis of purine, detailed mechanism of the biosynthesis of purines. I welcome all of you in this lecture with the prayer Rabbi Zidni Ilma. Before going to my topic, I revised the lines of Linus Pauling. In 1953, he stated that the formation of DNA structure by Watson and Crick may turn out to be the greatest developments in the field of molecular genetics in the recent years. And he was true to his sayings. His discovery of Watson and Crick model of the Watson and Crick lead to the greatest developments in the field of molecular genetics in current years, and it opens the new horizons for the new development in molecular genetics in the coming years. The learning objectives of this lecture are: after this lecture, you will be able to describe how nucleotides are synthesized in the cells. You must be familiar with the two pathways of nucleotide biosynthesis: de novo synthesis pathway and salvage pathway. We will discuss de novo synthesis of purines, synthesis of IMPU, inosine monophosphate, which is the precursor of adenine and guanine, nitrogenous bases, and we will learn the synthesis of adenine and guanine synthesis from inosine monophosphate. Second one, we see in detail salvage pathways of purine synthesis. So let us start the synthesis of nucleotides or nucleotides biosynthesis. Dear students, nucleotides including purine and pyrimidines nitrogenous bases. Nucleotide biosynthesis, it starts with the synthesis of purine and pyrimidine nitrogenous bases. Nucleotides consist of purine and pyrimidine nitrogenous bases, carbon sugars as well as phosphate bonds. Carbon sugars and phosphate bonds are already present in the body and they are available for the synthesis of nucleotides, but we have to synthesize purines and pyrimidines for the synthesis of nucleotides. So we will see in detail about the synthesis of purines and pyrimidines. Purines and pyrimidines are two classes of nucleotides in the cells. The primary function of nucleotides is to act as building blocks of DNA and RNA. The primary building blocks of deoxyribonucleic acids and ribonucleic acids are purines and pyrimidines. Purines are of two types, adenine and guanine. Dear students, we have learned in last lecture purines are of two types, adenine and guanine. Both are double ring members. Both consist of two rings of carbon atoms, while pyrimidines are three types, thymine, cytosine and uracil. Pyrimidines are smaller than purines and pyrimidines consist of one ring of carbon atoms including nitrogen atom. Apart their role of genetic information storage, nucleotides also serves different functions in the cells, as nucleotides serve as energy carriers like adenosine, triphosphate and guanine triphosphate. Both are energy carrier molecules. Both play an important role in the transfer of energy in all biochemical cycles, occur either in food metabolism or respiration process, or in other processes occur like urea formation or catabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins, etc. ATPs and GTP both are utilized as well as synthesized and act as energy carrier molecules. These are also nucleotides, but they are apart from genetic information storage nucleotides. Other functions nucleotides perform, they are the important components of coenzymes like flavonine adenine dinucleotide and nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Both NAD and FAD play an important role as coenzymes of various enzymes taking part in biochemical reactions. To activate or to speed up the function of that catalyst or that enzymes, these nucleotides like NAD and FAD play an important role as coenzymes. Nucleotides also play an important role in signal transduction like CAMP and CGMP as second messengers play an important role in signal transduction in the synthesis of proteins. Nucleotides also play an important role in the ample supply of nucleotides in cellular processes. Play an important role, or the ample supply of nucleotides is very essential for all the cellular processes, including the function as genetic information storage as well as for the performance of other activities. In this presentation lecture, we will discuss the biosynthesis pathway of nucleotides in an easy and enjoyable way. Dear students, there are two pathways for the biosynthesis of nucleotides. First one is de novo synthesis pathway and second one is salvage pathway. De novo synthesis is a biochemical pathway where nucleotides are synthesized as new from simple precursor molecules. De novo synthesis is the synthetic pathway in which new nucleotides are formed from simple precursor molecules. Whereas salvage pathway is used to recover bases and nucleosides forming during the degradation of RNA and DNA. In other words, you can say the repairing of nucleotides is done by the salvage pathway, or the recovery of nitrogenous bases and nucleosides molecules to form the new nucleotides during the degradation processes of RNA and DNA is known as salvage pathway. You can say the brand new formation of nucleotides is occur in de novo synthesis, whereas in salvage pathway we repair the nucleotides or we manufacture the nucleotides from the left out products of the RNA and DNA degradation, like recover out bases and nucleosides. In both the processes, new nucleotides are formed. Let us see the map or mind map for the synthesis of nucleotides. Catabolism of nucleotide is done in two ways. First pathway is de novo synthesis and second pathway is salvage pathway. In de novo synthesis, both purines and pyrimidines are synthesized from inosine monophosphate purines are converted into inosine monophosphate, and pyrimidines are converted into UMP, which is converted into DUMP, which is further converted into the double TP, and UMP is converted into UTP, which is further converted into CTP. IMP is converted into AMP and GMP. Through AMP, adenosine triphosphate is formed. Through GMP, GDP is formed. What are these abbreviations? I again repeat, in de novo synthesis of nucleotides occur like purine synthesis and pyrimidine synthesis. Purines undergo IMP pathway. Through inosine monophosphate purine synthesis occur. AMP and GMP, these are the two products of inosine monophosphate breakdown, and this AMP is converted into ATP and GMP is converted into GTP. Pyrimidines undergo UMP and these undergo DUMP, which is further undergo DTP, UTP and CTP. There is another pathway which is salvage pathway. Through this pathway, purines and pyrimidines also synthesize. What are these abbreviations? IMP stands for inosine monophosphate. Dear students, these are the intermediate precursors or biomolecules that are formed and play an important role for the synthesis of nucleotides. AMP stands for adenosine monophosphate. GMP stands for guanosine monophosphate. ATP, adenosine triphosphate. UMP, uridine monophosphate. UTP stands for uridine triphosphate. CTP stands for cytosine triphosphate. DUMP stands for deoxyuridine monophosphate, and DTP stands for deoxythymine triphosphate. Let us see in detail about how these precursor biomolecules are synthesized and formed, and from these precursor biomolecules how purines and pyrimidines get formed. Let us see in detail mechanism of purine biosynthesis. We will study from de novo synthesis of purines. The image shows the source of different atoms in a purine skeleton. You can see the sources of different atoms in purine skeleton identified by radio labeling studies. You can see various number of carbon atoms, nitrogen here present at carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, or we replace carbon atoms with nitrogen atom. This is atom number 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, further 6, 7, 8 and 9. Nitrogen number 1 is provided by aspartate amine. This is the structure of purine nucleus, showing the sources of different atoms. Nitrogen at position number 1 is provided by aspartate amine. Nitrogen at number 1 is provided from amino group of aspartate. Carbon number 2 and carbon number 8 is provided from the formate. Nitrogen at position number 3 and position number 9 is provided from amide group of glutamine. Carbon at 4, 5th and nitrogen at 7 position is provided from glycine, and carbon number 6 from bicarbonate. Thus, aspartate, formate, glutamine, glycine and bicarbonate act as the building blocks of purine synthesis. Each participate in the supply of either carbon atom or nitrogen atom for the synthesis of this double ring of purine molecule. Purines are synthesized as ribonucleotides, nitrogenous base plus ribose sugar plus phosphate, rather than as free bases. Purines are synthesized as ribonucleotides. Ribonucleotides including nitrogenous base plus ribose sugar plus phosphate join to form ribonucleotides rather than as free bases. These are not synthesized as free bases or double ring or single ring molecule, whereas they are synthesized as ribonucleotide form. Purines like adenine and guanine are derived from inosine 5-monophosphate, also abbreviated as IMP. You can see the structure of inosine monophosphate. IMP is just like the ribonucleotide including pentose sugar, phosphate group and nitrogenous base attached with it. This is the precursor molecule that leads to the formation of adenine and guanine. Dear students, recall in mind the purine synthesis starts with IMP synthesis. Purine synthesis is start with the synthesis of inosine monophosphate. Now let's move towards the synthesis of inosine monophosphate. If we get successful in the synthesis of inosine monophosphate, then we can make adenine or guanine very successfully from this inosine monophosphate. Inosine monophosphate is synthesized in 11 steps from simple precursors. In step 1, ribose 5-phosphate activation and formation of PRPP occur. You can see in step 1, ribose 5-phosphate activation and formation of PRPP occur. Alpha dextroribophosphate or R5P is activated with ATP to form 5-phosphoribosyl alpha pyrophosphate, also abbreviated as PRPP. Here the formation of PRPP occurs in step 1 in the presence of enzyme ribose phosphate pyrophosphokinases. Here ATP is utilized and it is converted into ADP. The first one molecule that entered in the synthesis of inosine monophosphate is alpha dextroribose 5-phosphate or R5P. From alpha dextroribose 5-phosphate, synthesis of 5-phosphoribosyl alpha pyrophosphate or PRPP occurs. In step 2, acquisition of nitrogen 9 atom of purine occurs, and amide nitrogen of glutamine displaces the pyrophosphate group of PRPP and it inverts the configuration at carbon 1 to form beta 5 phosphoribosylamine or PRA. Nitrogen 9 atom of purine is contributed by glutamine. Here in step 2, what happens? Nitrogen 9 of the purine is added. Amidophosphoribosyl transferase enzyme act here. Glutamine plus water converted into glutamate plus double PI. Here glutamine play an important role in the supply of nitrogen. Amide nitrogen of glutamine displaces the pyrophosphate group of PRPP and it inverts the configuration at carbon number 1 to form beta 5 phosphoribosylamine or PRA. In second step, PRPP is converted into PRA. What is PRA? It is beta 5 phosphoribosylamine or PRA. Here nitrogen 9 atom of purine is contributed by glutamine. In step 3, acquisition of carbon number 4, carbon number 5 and nitrogen number 7 atoms of purines occur. Glycine is added to PRA molecules to form glycinamide ribotide. Carbon number 4, carbon number 5 and nitrogen number 7 of purines are contributed by glycine. As step 3, PRA is converted into GAR, which is glycinamide ribotide or GAR. PRA is converted into GAR and GAR is equipped with carbon number 4, carbon number 5 and nitrogen number 7. These are contributed by glycine, plus ATP is utilized and it's converted into ADP. GAR synthase enzyme act here for the conversion of PRA into glycinamide ribotide. Then we slowly goes to step 4. In step 4, what happens? Acquisition of carbon atom of purine occurs. Amino group of GAR react with nitrogen 10. Amino group of GAR is react with nitrogen 10 formyl tetrahydrofolate to form formyl glycinamide ribotide. FGAR or nitrogen 10 formyl tetrahydrofolate converted into FGAR, which is formyl glycinamide ribotide. FGAR, formyl glycinamide ribotide. You can say GAR is converted into FGAR. Nitrogen 10 formyl tetrahydrofuran is converted into tetrahydrofuran. GAR transferase enzyme act here, and carbon number 8 of purine is contributed by this formyl or formate ion. So GAR is converted into FGAR. At step number 5, what happened? Nitrogen 3 of purine is equipped, or purine is added by nitrogen 3. Amide nitrogen of second glutamate or glutamine is added to FGAR in an ATP dependent reaction to form formyl glycinamide ribotide or FGAM. Nitrogen 3 of purine is contributed by glutamine. Here glutamine plus ATP plus water is converted into glutamate plus ADP plus PI. FGAM or formyl glycinamide synthase enzyme act here. Glutamine plus ATP plus water is converted into glutamate plus ATP plus PI. Amide nitrogen of second glutamine is added to FGAR in an ATP dependent reaction to form formyl glycinamide ribotide or FGAM. From step number 3 to step number 5, first PRA was present, it is converted into GAR, which is converted into FGAR, which is further converted into FGAM. In step number 6, what happened? Purine imidazole ring formation occur. At step number 6, purine imidazole ring formation occurs, and it is an ATP dependent reaction or ring closure reaction in which imidazole ring formation occurs, and imidazole ring formation occurs to produce 5-amino imidazole ribotide. 5-amino imidazole ribotide or AIR is formed at step number 6. ATP is converted into ADP here, and FGAM is converted into AIR. At step number 7, what happened? Carbon number 6 of purine is added. It is an also ATP dependent carboxylation reaction of air with bicarbonate ion to produce carboxyaminoimidazole riboside or CAIR, in which C6 of purine is contributed by carbonate ion. Here air carboxylase enzyme act and carbonate ion provide carbon 6 of the purine. ATP is utilized, converted into ADP, and AIR is converted into ribose 5-phosphate carboxyl aminoimidazole or CAIR. AIR is converted into CAIR. At step number 8, what happened? Nitrogen 1 of purine is formed or contributed by aspartate. Aspartate is added and it forms an amide bond with carbon number 6 to form 5-aminoimidazole 4 nitrogen succinyl carboxyamide riboside or CAIR. CAIR is converted into SCAIR SACAIR, and nitrogen 1 of purine is contributed by aspartate. CAIR is converted into SACAIR SCAIR, and nitrogen 1 atom of the purine is contributed. Aspartate is added here to form amide bond with carbon number 6 to form 5-aminoimidazole 4 and nitrogen 4 succinyl carboxyamide riboside or SACAIR is formed at this step. At step number 9, what happened? Elimination of fumarate occur from this SCAIR. Elimination of fumarate occur in the presence of enzyme adenylosuccinate lyase. Fumarate group is cleaved off from SCAIR to produce 5-aminoimidazole 4-carboxyamide riboside or ACAR. From SCAIR to ACAR formation occur. SAICAR is converted into AICAR at step number 9. What happened at step number 10? Progressively acquisition of carbon number 2 of the purine occurs and amino group of AICAR react with nitrogen 10 formyl tetrahydrofolate, also known as formylation reaction, to form 5,4-aminoimidazole 4-carboxyamide riboside or FAICAR. Carbon number 2 of the purine ring is contributed by this nitrogen 10 formyl tetrahydrofolate. Dear students, from step number 9 to 10, SAICAR is converted into AICAR, which is further converted into FAICAR. You can see their abbreviation and their detailed names here written. And at step number 10, 5,4-aminodazole 4-carboxyamide riboside or FAICAR is formed. What happened in the final step or 11th step in synthesis of the inosine monophosphate? At 11th step, cyclization process is occur. This last precursor, which is formed known as 5,4-aminoimidazole 4-carboxyamide riboside, is converted into ribose 5-phosphate or inosine monophosphate. After its cyclization, it converted into inosine monophosphate or IMP. In the last reaction, the larger ring of FAICAR is enzymatically closed to form inosine monophosphate, and inosine monophosphate cyclohydrolase enzyme act here and water is removed and cyclization process occur. Inosine monophosphate, you can see in this picture, is formed along with the pentose sugar, nitrogenous base and phosphate group added in this nucleotide. Dear students, these are the references from which these materials about nucleotide synthesis has been taken out. You can also study these books. You can also browse these websites for the detailed study of purine synthesis or de novo pathway of purine synthesis. Good luck, thank you, and Allah Hafiz.